here. It's always Halloween. And I'm always your haunted host, Luce Tomlin Brenner. Welcome to Small Frights Friday. On these special episodes, I like to share a curated selection of calls from our All Hallows Hotline and letters from our EEEEK mailbag. Today, Small Frights is going to be exceptionally small because I am broadcasting to you live from an Airbnb in Joshua Tree from the set of a new short film that I'm working on called Death Doula. It has a death title in it, so it sounds pretty creepy, but it's actually a comedy. And you may even hear some of my other crew members laughing in the background as the door of my bedroom is up against the living room and they are watching a comedy. So please, I apologize for the untraditional way that I am recording tonight, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. Not on October 1st. It's October 1st, you guys. It's the official calendar Halloween, the time in which the people around us, the normies, will finally allow us to be full-on Halloween characters. Where we will finally be respected for who we are instead of someone being like, it's not Halloween yet. It's not October yet. It's summer. It's winter. It's spring. It's Christmas. It's Easter. It's Flag Day. I don't care if it's Flag Day, Sharon, or what a carve a jack-o'-lantern. So here we are, October 1st, 31 days to live it up to the max, where television, movies, regular podcasts, the grocery store, Targets, the mall, anywhere you could possibly go has a little bit of spookiness all around your neighborhood. Spookiness. People who wouldn't normally be creepy are a little creepier in a fun way, of course. It's a really, truly the greatest time of year, and how we wound up here in the first place is our love of this month and this time period. So congratulations. We're back. I know it's always met with a little bit of trepidation because 31 days of fun also means, oh my God, only 31 days of fun? But we've talked about this. We have prepped for this. We have discussed many times. You get your Halloween to-do list. You write in your breaks, your days off, your downtime. You write in the times that you want to just do your own thing. It doesn't all have to be group outings, haunted houses, movie theater excursions. What is it that you want to do at home for you and your family or one other friend? Or it doesn't have to be for anybody. It can just be for you. You want to just paint your nails orange and black? Make sure you have the time to do that. Put on a fun, spooky playlist and paint your nails. Get a fun little bath bomb. Make sure you're doing things that are just for you. Take a walk through the leaves. Take the walk in a cemetery. You can celebrate in small ways too. It doesn't always have to be like big and Instagrammable. It doesn't always have to be like, I'm making a reel that took me 20 hours just because I went to Spirit Halloween. We live in a very performative time. I know very well as a performer. All this to say, try to spend the time reflecting on what you really want, what you really need, and get that out of the month. I know it's hard to not feel anxious in that last week. I know it's hard to not feel sad at the end of the month. I'm only bringing this up now because I just want us to get in the right mindset. Get there early so that maybe we can not have to deal with such heavy blues at the end of the month, at the beginning of November. Because, hey, why would you be sad about Halloween ending when it's always Halloween, right? That's what I thought. Before we get to our incredible lantern contributions today, I have a very exciting announcement. This is the other reason that I really wanted to do an episode, despite the fact that I am whispering in the corner of a very thin-walled Airbnb after a 14-day set day, after 14 hours on set. My other exciting news is that not only is it October 1st, but if you recall, we had a goal for October 1st, and that was to become totally funded by Patreon. And you guys, we did it. We did it. You did it. You took us there. My goodness. Thank you so much. It's Always Halloween is now officially the entire production funded by lanterns, listeners. All of you out there have come together, and we're now up to $531 a month. This completely covers the production for a whole month. It covers Pete's, everything I have to pay to Pete to make this extra super duper good. It covers all of our bonus episodes, and I am just beside myself. We hit it a couple days ago, and I was on set in between takes, and I just started crying. And my friends on the production were just so excited too, and we all did a little celebrate between takes. And I'm really looking forward to getting back home this weekend to do a proper little celebration, because I'm just so proud of this podcast, and I'm so touched. And like I said in the past, sorry. Like I said, it's been a 14-hour day, so I'm very tired. It's really easy to be emotional when you're tired. I have had water though, so I am hydrated. I'm just really touched. Like I said, I worked on this last year for me because I wanted to not feel depressed and not feel alone. And I mean, I don't. I don't feel alone anymore. And I'm just really bowled over. Normally I try to write this stuff out ahead of time, and I didn't have time tonight, and you can tell I have no words, but I hope you can tell that I'm very touched. And I want to shout out all of our new patrons, and we're up to 79, and I want to thank each and every one of you. Everybody who signed up last November when I started, and you helped get the ball rolling, and you helped me realize that this is something I could do, and that when I ran out of stimulus money, I could keep the podcast going. And you changed my life, and I couldn't be happier. And I have so many plans for this podcast, and I just can't wait to see what we can all do together and how we can grow this community more. I feel like I'm sort of rambling now, so I want to shout out all the incredible people that signed up in this last week. This is the biggest influx of patrons we've ever had. So thank you so much to all of our brand new Ghoul Gang members as of this week. Helped us get to our $500 goal by October 1st. Desiree, Beza, Michelle, Hannah, Erin, Annie, Jeff, Jamie, Charlotte, Tara, another Michelle, say Michelle R and Michelle H, Cole, Marco, Chelsea, and Kate. Thank you so much for helping us get over that $500 mark. And we're on our way to a new goal, which is a little bigger. It's $2,000. And I picked that number because that's about how much that's my living expenses for the month. And if we could get to $2,000, that would mean that I could do It's Always Halloween full time and quit one of my 4 jobs. This is one of the 4 jobs, so I could just keep one of them. That's, in the future, I'm just so happy right now that the podcast is paid for. It's such a huge load off because now I can cut back on hours and not have to figure out how to pay for the podcast. So this is huge, guys. Thank you so much. This podcast is brought to you by Patreon, by our wonderful patron, our wonderful Ghoul Gang members. Thank you so much. Now let's reach into the EEEKmail bag and see what wonders are waiting for us there. The subject of this first one is the Great Pumpkin Project, starting October 1st. That's today. Hello, Luce. There has been much correspondence from the other lanterns regarding Halloween traditions, both personal and community-based, so I would like to share a tradition that is a little bit of both. It's one that I have participated in for the past few years, and I think many of the other lanterns would enjoy it as well. It's called the Great Pumpkin Project, and it was established in 2015 by Adam L. The following is the project's mission statement. And the mission statement starts, our religion, our holiday, our time. So bold, I love it. Can you remember back to a time as a kid when Halloween was magic? You had just started school again and were hating every minute of it, but your only solace was that within a month, the season would begin. The season when it gets dark in the day and the air is crisp and the leaves make scratching sounds along the pavement at night. That time of year when things that were brushed off as nonsense or make-believe were now possible. The time when darkness was king. The time when reality bent ever so slightly. The nights where you were sure something otherworldly was in fact out there. These nights and this time of year were, and still are, religious to some. The icon, the patron saint, the figure at the altar of that religion, the jack-o'-lantern. The Great Pumpkin Project is a movement to bring back the spirit of those nights and the season's high holiday, All Hallows Eve. Every night in the month of October, a lit jack-o'-lantern is placed in a spot that looks in need of its presence, on an abandoned railroad bridge, at the gates of a cemetery, at the foot of a covered bridge, anywhere that looks as if it screams Halloween spirit. Jacks can also be placed in highly visible areas so that the spirit of the high holiday can be felt by anyone who sees it. The project's purpose, to preserve the eve of All Hallows. To make sure that the feelings we felt as kids in the month of October live on forever. One lit jack for 31 nights. All hail the harvest. And that was taken directly from Adam's website, which is thegreatpumpkinproject.com/mission. And then the lantern goes on to write, for any lanterns who wish to participate this year, here are the 5 easy-to-follow steps. Step 1. Carve a jack-o'-lantern. Carve a traditional face into any pumpkin. Simplicity is key. No need to resort to stencils or fancy designs. Step 2. Print and attach a Great Pumpkin Project tag to the stem. Tag designs can be printed from the Get Tags section of the Great Pumpkin Project website. Once printed, just cut them out, punch a hole, and use some string to tie around the stem of your jack-o'-lantern. Step 3. Place your jack. Any place that gives you a Halloween vibe, or a place that could use a little extra seasonal spirit. When you start looking for them, you'll notice them everywhere. Step 4. Light your jack. Place a candle inside, light it, and leave it for others to discover. Step 5. Send pictures. Technically optional, but highly encouraged. Take a few pictures of your pumpkin placement and send them to @GreatPumpkinProject on Instagram, and or post them yourself using the hashtag GreatPumpkinProject. Submissions can also be made via email at greatpumpkinproject@gmail.com. Here are a few unofficial personal notes I'd like to add. Don't think you can't participate even if you don't have time or money for 31 jack-o'-lanterns. I only do about 3 or 4 each year, but even just one jack-o'-lantern placement still counts. Be wary of private property and dangerous locations. Never enter an abandoned structure that appears unsafe, and don't get arrested for trespassing. Excellent advice. Be environmentally respectful. Don't leave seeds in your pumpkin, as pumpkins can invade and damage existing ecosystems. Use biodegradable materials such as jute twine for tying tags and natural wax candles for lighting. Practice fire safety. If placing your jack in a fire-sensitive area, don't use a light or use a battery-operated tea light. Just make sure to return later to remove the plastic candle. No littering. I would love for you and the other lanterns to participate in this annual tradition. It gives me an old world feeling. It really puts you into the Halloween mood and spreads that seasonal magic to others. Imagine how much Halloween spirit could be spread if every lantern placed just one pumpkin. I'll leave you with a few examples by Adam. These photos are taken from his site. Check out his Instagram highlights at Great Pumpkin Project for more. Can't wait to see everyone's contributions this year. Happy Halloween. To Yalgahorn. Thank you so much to Yalgahorn. I have never in my life heard of this, and I am obsessed. This is such a great idea, and I really loved how you said, imagine how much Halloween spirit could be spread if every lantern placed just one pumpkin, because we've got over 2,000 listeners now. So imagine just 2,000 extra jack-o'-lanterns out in the world. Oh, beautiful. And I just love the idea of leaving something so remarkable, your own little handmade piece of Halloween art out in the world for someone to find. It just adds so much to our landscape. It's so special. And it is simple. However, as we've discussed before, not everyone can afford pumpkins or jack-o'-lantern tools. So this might be a fun thing too, that you could, get a kid to do with you, or, donate pumpkins to people who you think could use them. Something to keep in mind. It's fun that if you do this and put them out in the world, that means that maybe people who aren't able to buy them can still kind of participate and enjoy them, or even take them back, have them as their own jack-o'-lanterns. Who knows? There's so many possibilities. My mind is just racing. I definitely want to participate in this, and I can't wait to talk to Isaac about it. I will get home from the shoot on October 1st. So maybe I could even do it on the very first day. I might just sleep all day though. This is awesome. And I will put a link in the show notes how to learn more about the Great Pumpkin Project. But again, it's greatpumpkinproject.com. This was wonderful. Thank you. I'm obsessed, and I will definitely be sharing pictures and participating. All right, I was hoping to do another EEEEKmail tonight, but the house has gone quiet. I think everybody's headed to bed, and my call time is in 6.5 hours, so I think I need to go to bed too. So thank you for tuning into this extra special, super short, small Frights episode. I hope you don't mind all of my whispering. I would love to hear if any of you have participated in the Great Pumpkin Project before, or what other fun things you like to do with jack-o'-lanterns. You're all so creative. I can't wait to hear what you come up with. Remember to call into the All Hallows Hotline at 802-532-DEAD, or write me an EEEEKmail at itsalwayshalloweenpodcast@gmail.com. I want to hear your trick-or-treating memories, your Halloween party triumphs or disasters, your movie, book, podcast, TV show, decoration recommendations, and all those haunted histories. As I was talking about at the top of the episode, if you love It's Always Halloween, please subscribe at patreon.com/itsalwayshalloween. You can also make a one-time donation using our tip jar. Both of those are linked in the show notes. You can also support this podcast by buying It's Always Halloween merch on Redbubble. And just tell your friends. Tell your friends, your family, write us a nice little review on Apple Podcasts. All of that helps us. This episode of It's Always Halloween was performed by me, Lucy Tomlin Brenner, with help from our lantern to Yalgahorn, and the sound design, theme music, and editing is by Pete Burns. Thanks, Pete. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at LTBcomedy and Pete at Mittenberries. Thanks so much for listening to It's Always Halloween, and come back next time. I promise it will be louder and longer.